Okay, Tracy, when you are done with the names, can you check and make sure we're streaming on the YouTube, please? Thank you. It says we are, but it's always good to double check. Chairman Thorwald here. There he is. Okay.
There we go. Sorry, I was having trouble getting on this morning.
That's okay.
Are we all set?
Yes, it looks like we have the streaming service going and the recording is going. We're just doing some administrative stuff on the back end for the names, but for the most part, yeah, you can get started.
Sounds great. It is 10:01 a.m. and this meeting of the Arizona Oil and Gas Conservation Commission is called to order. We will take roll call and conflicts of interest now. My name is Frank Thorwald, and I am the chair of the commission. Is Commissioner Ballard here?
This is Commissioner Ballard. I am here.
Any conflicts of interest?
No.
Thank you. Commissioner Nations, are you here? I do not hear Commissioner Nations. Commissioner
Yes.
Conway, is Commissioner Nations with us?
No, we did not hear from him if he was going to be attending or not.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Conway, are you here?
I'm here and I have no conflicts.
Commissioner Fire-Robin, are you here?
He was. What
I
happened?
see he's here. He's muted.
I think he's muted.
Okay.
Yep, I was, sorry.
Okay.
And just to let you know, that application for the, BLM oil leases in northern Arizona, it was actually through a friend of mine.
Can you,
Sorry.
Fire-Robin, let me finish roll call, finish everything.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Do we have a representative from the land department? Is David Haig with us? Is our assistant attorney general representative here with us today, Taylor Parmenter?
Yes, Taylor Parmenter, Assistant Attorney General.
Very fine, thank you. Then we will get started. Commissioner Fire-Robin, if you could just present that later when we get to that point, that would be
great. Will do.
Thank you. Let us start with Administrator Roberts for item 1 on the agenda.
Okay. Thank you. Item 1A, rules and legislation timeframe updates. I do not have anything in regards to that item. Do you want me to move on to 1B?
Yes, please.
Okay. Myriad, this will require a commission vote. If you recall, there was a temporary abandonment back April of 2025. The temporary abandonment was contingent upon a pressure test. However, we found information on the pressure test in some other files, and a pressure test was completed. So I guess the thing that we need to ask for the commission's approval on is, are you satisfied with the pressure test that was conducted at your previous request?
Commissioners, was that satisfactory? Do you have any questions?
This is Windy Flood. I'm showing the information about the pressure test on the screen right now.
Commissioners, is this satisfactory?
This is Commissioner Ballard. It's satisfactory to me. It's usually about what you get for documentation on these pressure tests.
Commissioners, this is Scott Sears of Myriad.
Yes, go ahead, Scott.
Could I request that this request be pulled? We would like to try to go back in and establish production from that well soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's not a problem. With regard to the pressure test, do we need to move forward with that? We need to approve that, or do we want to? How do we want to proceed, Administrator Roberts?
If Mr. Sears, are you requesting that we remove the temporary abandonment?
That is correct.
The time frame is very close. Without a temporary abandonment, well, I think you're already past the 30 and 60-day windows that require action on a drilling well. And with a temporary abandonment, all you have to do is notify the commission when you want to start operations. There's no time restriction within the period of the temporary abandonment.
Okay,
You can notify us anytime.
I understand. The sundry will release that.
Correct.
So it's okay. So it's not an unwinding process for a temporary
Right.
abandonment. So, okay. So I think you're right on that. I think we proceed with this, and then I will let you know when we get back out there to commence an operation.
Okay. So I guess it would be up to the commission to just approve the temporary abandonment that was conditionally approved previously.
Yes.
Wouldn't
Thank you.
now? Do we also need to approve the pressure test?
I wouldn't think so, because it was just a matter of finding that information, but I will leave it up to the commission.
Commissioners, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, Chairman Thorvald, this is Commissioner Ballard. I move that we simply approve without conditions the temporary abandonment that was previously discussed and move on.
Do we have a second?
Fire Robbins, second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 And do we have any nays or abstentions? The motion carries. We can move on.
The next item on the agenda is item B2. This is bond and ownership transfer for Myriad Resources LLC to Myriad Arizona LLC. I found the paperwork to be complete and didn't find any issues.
Commissioners, do you have any questions on this? Any discussion? Do we have a motion on this, on B2?
This is Mike Conway. I move that we accept this.
Thank you, Mr. Conway. Do we have a second?
Fire Robbins, second.
We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Do we have any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to B3.
Thank you, Chairman Thorwald. Item B3 is a release of Myriad Resources LLC bond. We have received the Myriad Arizona LLC bond, and this motion would release the previous bond.
Commissioners, any questions on this one item? Do we have a motion?
This is Commissioner Fire Robin. I move we accept the release of the Myriad Resources LLC bond.
Do we have a second?
This is Mike Conway. I second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the motion carries. Moving on to 1C. Administrator Roberts, do you want to
Yes.
explain this?
Thank you, Chairman Thorwald. Item 1C is Altura Energy well work status update. They have turned in several sundry notices to notify the commission of the maintenance that is occurring on each one of these wells. There's nothing that needs to take place. This is just for your information only. And is there any questions on it? I believe there is a member of Altura here.
Commissioners, do you have any questions on any one of them or all of them?
Well, Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Ballard. I have read through them. They're all rather lengthy, but it's obvious a lot of this stuff is still being reconstructed from the files. So I just want to point out that when actual well work is done, or you get down there and really document the situation, it'd be perfectly appropriate to update a new Form 4 in order to completely document what's really there for sure after you find out. And I know it's still pretty difficult at this point, putting together what wells have and have not been completed. I would also note that there are production records for a few of these wells. I think 4 of them, just in case you didn't happen to hit those records and all the other records that you are probably sifting through. So that's all I have to say.
This is Ashley Lastinger, the CEO of Altura. Commissioner, that is exactly what I plan on doing. As soon as I have that information, I will update the Form 4.
Excellent. Well, one additional comment then, if with your permission, Chairman Thorwald,
Go right ahead.
there is a group of wells farther south. This is the area that I think is designated, what is it, riding horse draw? No,
Saddle horse draw.
right.
Saddle
right.
horse.
Saddle horse draw. And they're relatively more remote. So I'm just saying, I know this is where your work is going to focus, but don't forget those wells. At least the same level of documentation as you've done for these would be appreciated. Not too distant future, hopefully. That's my last comment, honestly.
Yes, sir. They are on our list.
Any other questions before we proceed? Hearing none, let's move on to agenda item 2. Is our Administrator LePage with us?
Yes, good morning, Chairman Thorwald. This is Tina LePage with ADEQ. Just a quick update on the pre-approved wells. We still have 32 within the pre-approved list. We also know that we have to still do the Form 10s or the Form 9s. So those will be coming up. We're starting a new grant cycle and also a new contract beginning of this fiscal year, which is our starting July 1st. So we'll be working on getting additional wells through the system and plugging additional wells up till December 31st. So that's the pre-approved wells update.
Commissioners, do you have any questions? Why don't we go on to 2B, the plugged wells?
Yes, we have 2 plugged well Form 10s from Tetra Tech. I'm not sure if we have an individual from Tetra Tech on the line or on the phone. It does not appear so. So we'll answer the questions the best we can if you have any.
Commissioners, do you have any questions? Hearing none, I do have a question, and it relates to something actually later on in the agenda, but I think it's probably appropriate to, now. There's another round of funding that is coming up, the third round, and we just had a notice on that, and I brought it up at the AZOGCC meeting. Administrator LePage, have you looked at that yet?
I have not. I will look into it to see if Arizona is approved for additional funding.
Part of that package is also for administrative, and we're trying to figure out at the meeting, but I think some things have come out since then to help prevent orphan wells in the future. So I think it's a small portion of that.
Okay, I will look into that, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for our administrator? Hearing none, let's move on to item 3 on the agenda, Chairman's report. We'll do 3A, discussion and update on state and federal rulemaking and legislation. I don't have anything to report on the state and federal rulemaking, on the federal rulemaking or any legislation. We didn't do any legislation this year. On the rulemaking, we have our 5-year review coming up for GERC later this year. I believe we have to have it in by August, so we're going to have a special meeting to go over that. I have been working on that with Commissioner Ballard as well, and we're at our second draft of that. So we have to deal with that and look at also if public input on some of that as well for some of the rules. So is there any, commissioners, do you have any questions on that? Hearing none, let us move on to item 3B on the agenda, the commission meeting, the AZOGCC meeting went well. There's was quite a bit of discussion with regard to produced water and the uses of that, and I'll come to that in a little bit. I am currently sitting on the Finance Committee, the Legislation and Regulatory Committee, and I'm Vice Chair of the Public Outreach Committee, and I will be Chair later this year of the Public Outreach Committee. With regard to that Public Outreach Committee, we did have presentations on produced water and an extensive discussion by several parties with regard to that. And that is, they're looking at that with regard to agricultural products that are not consumed. They're also looking at that for drinking water and other sources and how that can be cleaned further throughout the U.S. And I've brought that to the attention of other entities here in the state as far as possible uses. In New Mexico and Texas, they're having an extensive problem with too much water being re-injected in the ground, and it's interfering with, or will be interfering with, the oil and gas production. And so we'd even talked about a pipeline to Arizona to see if there was any agricultural purposes or other uses we could do with water here in Arizona. So are there any questions about that? I had a package sent out to everybody from some of that discussion. Does any of the commissioners have any questions with respect to that? Hearing none, we will move on to the next item on the agenda, the geothermal framework update. Everybody got a package on that. We'd put that together, and we're working on we'd gotten the updated package corrections from water at DEQ. We're waiting for updates from DWR, and if the geologic survey has anything that they can add, we would add that into it too. The governor's office has gotten copies of that, and we're within the updated package for GERC. We will include some of the different items related to that. Is there any questions with respect to that? Hearing none, we will move on to 3D, recent announcement. The Bureau of Land Management, BLM, is leasing, I can't remember the number of acres, but somewhere around 80,000 acres, if I recall correctly. Staff, if you could correct me on that. For
Chairman
oil.
Thorwall, yeah, it says 78, 70. This is when deflared. I've got the article. It says 78,000. So you were close.
I knew it was somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
For 2 areas. What are those 2 areas?
Well, it's up in the Arizona Strip area.
Yes. That Commissioner Nations had brought that up earlier in previous meetings about shale possibilities in those areas, and so that the feds are doing some exploration on that as far as getting that leased out, and comments over a 30-day, or what is it? I can't remember whether it was 30 or 90-day period.
I believe, well, I think it's closed anyway. It was a 30-day comment period.
Right.
This is when deflared. Here's the link to the actual BLM page for those that wanted to see it.
Okay.
Here's the area. It's kind of hard to see on the map, but it's up for those that don't know. It's up in the Arizona Strip locations. Arizona Strip.
Commissioners, do you have any questions on that?
Well, this is Commissioner Ballard. I was pointing out for those who haven't lived in Arizona all that long, the Arizona Strip is the area north of the Colorado River, north of the Grand Canyon parks and such.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, Fire Robin. This is what I was mentioned at the start of the meeting, but about a year and a half ago, a friend of mine up in St. George asked me to come up and meet somebody he knew. Turned out is the guy that is kind of behind this whole effort. And they've called me every couple of months to chat or something. No financial interest, but just to let you know, I do have, I've kind of got uh, involved a little bit just because of personal contacts. And one guy in St. George invited me up just to talk and see it. That's it. Just want to let you know.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments or questions? Moving on to item 4, call to the public. Do we have anybody that would like to address the commission? Hearing none, we'll move on to agenda item 5, request for future items on the agenda. As earlier mentioned, I'd like to set up another meeting so we can go earlier on to address, specifically to address the 5-year review by GERC. As you know, I'll work on it on this end, but I will recuse myself at the other end since I am the vice chair of GERC. In addition to that, we need to change the date of our next, and separately from that, of our next meeting. Is there a date that works for everybody for our next meeting?
This is Wendy Flood. Our next meeting was, just for reference, was supposed to be on July 31st, Friday, and we're just asking for it to be either moved up or back, up a week or back a week, preferably back a week. But obviously it's up to the commission. So that would be, for those that need to know, that would be July 24th or July 7th. I'm sorry, August 7th.
Well, I'm clear, but I guess if we're going to schedule a special meeting, I presume within just a couple of weeks, I guess it might make more sense to move it back than forward.
Okay.
We need to have our regular meeting, but for the rules, we should have that as a separate meeting. Otherwise, I think it would take too long exclusively for that.
Yeah. And actually, I
Um,
stand corrected. There is a conflict on the 7th, so it would have to be the 14th of August.
So
Would the 24th, well, let me start at a different rate. What date would work for our special meeting? And we need to do that sooner than later since we need to have this into GERC, I believe, in August.
Chairman Thorwall, I believe it's November of 2026, so we have a little bit of time.
No, that was, if I recall, we got a second letter from GERC that changed that.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected.
Originally, we had gotten delays, asked for extensions originally, and I believe it was August or September, and I can't not remember what it was on that date that we had it in, and not that we needed to have it in. But if you could check, that would be appreciated.
Yeah.
Commissioner Fire I'd prefer the 24th. Move one meeting, up a week to the 24th.
I can do that.
Can we do that for the special meeting? Does that
So
work?
you want the special meeting to be on July 24th?
We need to have that, I believe, unless you're correct in November, we need to have that sooner than later, because we may need to go out and get comments from stakeholders on this, so it would be preferable to have it sooner than later.
Well, this is Commissioner Rowley for the special meeting. Why aren't we having it in about 2 weeks? Do you think that's enough time? Then we'll have put more time for the 30-day public.
That would work. What do you suggest for the special meeting?
Well, unfortunately, that would be the July 3rd, which people might have plans for. So I'd move it back to at least like the 2nd. Hopefully that wouldn't conflict with anybody's weekend plans.
How would that work for everybody?
So, Commissioner Thorwall, personally, I will not be present, but I can work with staff on our end about running the meeting.
Yeah, we just need to make sure we can get a quorum.
Right.
And that too.
Yeah. So, commissioners, what dates are going to work for you? Will the 24th work for one of the meetings? And what other date will work for you?
I'm open. Just let me plan ahead and mark a day on the calendar, and I'll try.
Yeah, I can do the 24th and the 2nd if need be. That was Mike Conway.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Conway. I'm good with the 2nd as well, if everybody else is.
Yep.
Then we do the special meeting on the 2nd and the regular meeting on the 24th.
10 a.m.
Yes. Commissioners, does that work for you?
I can make it work.
Conway works.
Yep.
Okay, good. We will do that then. Is there, we'll move on to agenda. Do we have any other questions on the scheduling? Any other future items to be on the future agenda?
Chairman Thorwald?
Yes.
Oh, how long do you want the special meeting? 2 hours? What do you?
2 hours should be more than sufficient. It'll be nice to get that out of the way early. Any other questions? Comments? Hearing none, let us move on to the next item on the agenda, item 6. Are there any announcements? Hearing none, we will move on to item 7 on the agenda, adjournment. Thank you all for being here today, and look forward to seeing you on the 2nd.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.